All right, to watch this video for Thursday, January 19th. Before I get started, a quick mention here. The webinar, our next free webinar is tomorrow night, Thursday the 19th, 7:30. I'm going to put the link to register for the free webinar in the description in our YouTube video. And if you follow me on StockTwits or Twitter, check my thread out. There'll be links to the registration page as well. We try to alternate between actual technical stuff, chart setups, and that sort of thing. And then every other video we try, or every other webinar, sorry, we try to get into more of the psychology behind it. And we almost always get more signups for the technical stuff versus the psychology. And the irony of that is, it doesn't matter how much you know as far as great setups, reading charts, level 2, all of that. None of it matters if you don't have a grip on the psychological side of trading, because you're really only battling yourself out there. Once you learn a process, you learn how to properly identify a setup, and then even if you know how to trade it, that still doesn't matter because you're a human being and you are susceptible to all the dangers that we have as humans, right? All the psychological stuff that can just destroy you. We are going to delve into that tomorrow night in the webinar and kind of walk you through some things that hopefully will keep you from ever blowing up your account. Okay, so it's actually probably the most important part about trading, because anyone can learn the technical stuff. Anyone can learn how to read charts, and even on an intraday basis what to look for. It still doesn't matter if you don't learn how to master your emotions and master yourself. All right, because you're really only battling yourself out there. So keep that in mind. So again, in the description to the video, there'll be a link for the registration page, or on my StockTwits or Twitter feed. Now let's go into the watch list. The SPY is really just kind of a nice kind of tight coiling pattern. After breaking this little flag, it's kind of flagging again. It's holding up pretty well. So this one may break out one of these days. Who knows? We're in a holiday week. Monday was a holiday, so generally get lower volume during holiday weeks. But the important thing is to notice that the SPY is holding up well, so we can just go ahead and trade, right? We can go ahead and build a watch list. Okay, so SSH actually makes a watch list, a recent reverse split. $7.65 is where it closed. In after hours, it was trading very close to, actually hit $9 in after hours. So just a possible morning gap and go play, right? I don't know what sparked it in after hours, but it definitely goes on watch tomorrow. APRI, man, Wayne, one of our moderators and my partner for the trading course, called this over 2 today. I mean, what a call. It ends up going through 4, more than a double. And I definitely want to watch it again. I think in after hours, this is trading at 3, so a little bit of a gain in after hours, but this is definitely worth watching tomorrow with the move that it made today, for a possible red to green or something like that. PTX had that big pop yesterday, quiet inside day today, so it goes back on the bounce watch list. GLBS had a massive move today. It ended up going as high as 946 before settling in at, that doesn't even seem right, 617, I guess that's right. Let's look at a 5-minute basis here. It looks like it closed at 643. I don't know why it's showing 617, but, thanks eSignal, who knows. Definitely worth watching again tomorrow. That was a huge intraday pop, and it is super strong lately, so we want to watch that one. TBIO was on watch today for a bounce, and it's just another red day. But remember, this started at 30 cents and went to like, whatever that, $1.60. Now you're 3 days lower. Volume's dropping off here, so it's time to start watching this for a bounce. Actually, I was watching it today and never gave any kind of entry. So it just simply, whenever I'm watching a bounce play and it doesn't give me an entry and it's lower again that next day, it simply goes back on watch for the next day. Kind of have the same thing with IMUC. Had the big pop and several days. Now this one's almost round trip, so I certainly like it less. Same thing with ETRM. This thing's almost round trip now, so I like it less than the others. But if we get the proper setup, we can make a lot of money on that. I actually made some money on ETRM today, going long, very briefly. But even with that ugly daily candle, made a little bit of money. But it's definitely got a better potential tomorrow, I think. BIOC, same thing. 4 or 5 days lower now. This one is down into the buy zone, which is between the blue and red line here. We call this area the buy zone. That doesn't mean we blindly buy in that zone, but that's where we look for turns back up. So this one has had a huge move. Definitely goes back on watch tomorrow. XGTI. This one's a little more obscure, but if you zoom in, I mean, it had a really nice move from the low of about $1.20 all the way up to almost $3 over the course of about 2 weeks. And it's really kind of flagging. You had 2 solid red days, declining volume. This one might find support where it found support before, around that $1.80 area, and may rip back up. Didn't give me, it was on watch for today, didn't give me any entries, so it just goes back on watch tomorrow. OREX, I called a really nice trade in this one in the afternoon. And remember, it looked like this coming into today, and I was on the watch list last night, and I wasn't that excited about it, right? But I did say it's had a recent high flyer, huge move here, and really kind of a sloppy flag, but a flag nonetheless, and 2 days lower. Pretty good setup. And then we got a big move today. I called this long right here. I'll show you what it looked like. When you see this volume coming in, still wasn't through the high of day, which was 320. I called it long at 319. I can't remember what the stop was, like 313 or something. It was only like 6 cents risk, and from 319 it ends up going all the way to 365. Tailed off, and then a strong close again. So this one definitely worth watching tomorrow. This flag is starting to resolve to the upside on the daily, so maybe we'll catch another good trade in tomorrow. SPHS, nice little breakout today on increased volume out of a range it's been in for a long time. Maybe a follow-through day tomorrow. And then lastly, I have DCIX, which if GLBS rallies, that was I pointed that out earlier. These shippers have some fairly handsome charts. I wish this one would have closed stronger. If I zoom in, you can kind of get that, you can kind of see it better. You had a big spike on this day to 375, then a quiet inside day, and then today it went all the way up to 340 before closing at 313. But this is a decent looking chart. You had a big spike here, nice solid base below, an attempted pop here that failed. Looked like sellers were coming in and it's starting back up again. So this one has potential to squeeze. If GLBS rallies again tomorrow and you miss an entry in that, consider looking at DCIX as a sympathy play. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. We'll add some gappers in the morning as well with the teamwork in the room. And hopefully between all of these charts and the morning gappers, I can catch my morning goal in the first hour or so and be done for the day. All right, have a good night, guys.